If you correspond with Ralf on television, video, or telephone, audio, or you chat, text, or email him, you're giving him permission to duplicate it, rebroadcast it on any of the Take Your Life Back Today show broadcasts.
Yeah, beat your addiction, live free. Ralf Friedrichs is who you see. Listen in when you're feeling low. Take back your life, today's show. Beat your addiction, live free. Ralf Friedrichs is who you see. Listen in when you're feeling low. Take back your life, today's show. Stay positive, hope, and keep faith. Stand strong against any odds that you face. Put away the alcohol and the drugs. Fill your time with the things you love. Addiction is tough, but it's worth the work. Treat your body what it's worth. Spread positivity, inspire all. If we stand together, we will never fall. I help others see the other sides of life. A sober life, letting go of the strife. So give me a call, I can help. 1-844-4405-HELP. Homeless shelters, hospitals, jails, wherever you are. I am Ralf Friedrichs and I am here for you. 1-844-405-HELP.
Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach and the host of the Take Your Life Back Today show. As an addiction recovery coach, I want to share something with you, and let me be crystal clear to leave an everlasting impact upon you. Imagine being buried alive. You're in a coffin, but you know you're not dead. You can't get out. You try lifting the lid, but the enormous weight upon the lid prevents you from opening the lid. You then try banging on the lid to unsettle the dirt. Maybe somebody might notice and start digging their way down towards you. This is what it's like to feel at the lowest point of alcohol and drug addiction. You know you need help, you know you can't do it on your own, but you don't know where to turn for help. In reality, there are people standing by your grave. You just don't know that. You just think you're going to die. Usually, though, people don't think about death when they're habitually abusing drugs and alcohol. In order to fight addiction, or in order to not fear death, you have to be great at repressing that fear of death. I often ask you, my audience, did it ever cross your mind when you were abusing drugs and alcohol that you might take your life away, and take the life away from the people that love and count on you most? Mother, father, brothers, sisters, husband, wife, children, and grandchildren. Don't be like the person I just spoke about. Pick up the phone and call me at 844-405-HELP, and I promise you I will help you take your life back, for your life is gone. Let's talk about how and why gratitude makes you a happier person. Stop pitying yourself. People have it worse. You should be grateful. You've probably heard this before, and it's some of the most cliche, unhelping advice that goes around. When gratitude is inspired by guilt, obligation, or shame, that is not gratitude at all. True gratitude is a physical tool that serves a number of purposes beyond the after-school special fluff of being thankful for what you have. How do you harness gratitude? On a basic level, gratitude is just being satisfied and appreciative of what you have. It's easy to say you're grateful and remind yourself to be grateful when you're feeling a little spoiled. Embracing yourself and embracing gratitude as a feeling, however, is a different story. What makes it a powerful tool, not a nice habit, is just as simple as that. And the good news is it's easy enough to use and utilize the tool. A regular gratitude session is an easy way to get started, my friends. This just involves sitting down and making a list of things that you're grateful for. Leaving notes for your future self is another fun option, and it is so simple, writing a list for the things that you are grateful for. Change your state of mind with a gratitude session. I remember one evening when my life was pretty different. I was overweight and deeply in debt, and, well, I didn't know where to even look for gratitude. I had nothing to even be grateful for. That's when I dug deep down inside and I said, let me combat this. Try this little exercise. First, think of one of the unhappiest events that you've ever experienced. How often do you find yourself thinking about this event? Does the contrast with the present make you feel grateful and pleased? In other words, the event that you're thinking about, wasn't it so much worse than you are today? Do you realize that your current life situation is not as bad as it was back then? Try to realize and appreciate just how much better your life is now. The point is not to ignore or forget the past, but to develop a fruitful fame of reference to the present and compare the two. Starting a gratitude journal can be a useful and rewarding thing to do. But to go along with Emmen's suggestion, you might even consider starting How Far I Have Come journal, in which you remember and write down unhappy times in your past and how you've overcome them today. Of course, revisiting old wounds can be a damaging thing too, so you want to be mindful of that. Keep that gratitude journal to help falling asleep. If you're finding it hard to fall asleep, once your head's on the pillow, even after, then use that journal. And speaking of mindfulness, getting yourself out of the autopilot and being present in the moment is key to feeling grateful, because you can take time to tune into your life a little bit more and be aware of all that. Once you start embracing gratitude, a healthy dose of it can make your relationships better, make you feel more in control, and even get you through the tough times. Gratitude makes you resilient. In one of the most widely cited studies on gratitude published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, Emmons found that when people kept a gratitude journal, they were happier. To test this, researchers simply asked subjects to record events of their day, and one group participants was told to make a list of ways their life has gotten better that most people's basically maybe wasn't. A gratitude list came in hand. No judgment, no shame, just an objective list and a reason why their life might be awesome today. Here's what the study concluded. Participants in the gratitude condition reported considerably more satisfaction with their lives as a whole, felt more optimism about the upcoming week, and felt more connected with others than the participants in the control condition. Therefore, it appears that participation in the gratitude condition led to substantial and consistent improvements in people's assessments of the global well-being. It's kind of obvious, really. Why wouldn't you feel happier when thinking about happy things? But the key words there are substantial and consistent. It seems happiness sticks over time. What's even more impressive, though, is how this is even true when your life really does stink. At one of my lowest points in my life, I embraced gratitude as a defensive mechanism. I was alone, broken. I just had gone through some unsettling trauma. At that time, it didn't seem like life could get any worse, but I got tired of feeling sad all the time. I wanted to feel something else in life. I started looking for things in my life to be happy about because I was tired of being depressed and down. I didn't know at that time, but research shows that this can help you bounce back from trauma. A study in the Journal of Social Psychology found that positive emotions, including gratitude, actually help people better cope with their terrorist attacks on September 11th, 2011. Meditational analysis showed that positive emotions experienced in the wake of the attacks, gratitude, interest, love, and so forth, fully accounted for relationships between pre-crisis resilience and later development depressive symptoms, and pre-crisis resilience and post-crisis growth in psychology research. Finding suggests that positive emotions and the aftermath of the crisis buffer resilient people against depression and fuel thriving consistent with the broaden and build theory. If at the low point in my life someone would have told me that, hey, just to be grateful for what you have, I would have wanted to kick them in the kneecaps. It's an equivalent of telling someone to just suck it up and deal with it. Not helpful at all. You don't process your pain at all with that type of thinking or that strategy. However, because I approached gratitude as a coping mechanism rather than forced sentiment, it was actually useful. Like the study says, gratitude was the perfect buffer. It won't fix the aftermath of the tragedy, but it can be a helpful way to cope. Gratitude will also help your relationships. When I'm feeling stressed and angry, I'm not a cool person like a lot of people. I have tendency to take my shitty feelings out on people around me. It's not an attractive quality, but the good news is it works the other way around too. When you're feeling thankful and appreciative, you have a tendency to be kinder and more empathetic to other people. How would you stop other people from bringing you down? Empathy is a terrific skill to have, but too much of it can leave you overwhelmed by others. At a recent study on gratitude found as much as researchers from the University of Georgia interviewed couples on how happy they were in the marriage. They found that expressing gratitude was a consistent predictor of happiness. They showed 468 couples asking about their communication styles, financial issues, and how often they expressed attitude. According to the study, couples who were likely to show their appreciation more likely to power through obstacles that bring a lot of relationships down, like money issues, for example. The study-led author said, "It goes to show you power of thank you. Even if a couple is experiencing distress, in difficult areas, gratitude in the relationship can help promote positive material to overcome that." It makes sense. When you're feeling grateful, you're in a better emotional state. You're slowed down to enjoy the moment and be a little bit more mindful of times. That gives you the breathing room to open yourself up to others and understand them more. What is mindfulness of gratitude? Well, when I shifted my own perspective and started actively embracing gratitude by focusing on the things in my life that I actually enjoyed, I was surprised to see a big difference that made in my life. I felt in control of my emotions rather than overwhelmed by them. It worked the same way with my finances. A lot of personal finance is focused on what you don't have. Think about it. We're always progressing, moving forward, making goals, trying to get more. Then that's cool because that's how stuff gets done, but it also has a drawback that's worth thinking about. It suggests that what you have now is not good enough and that it may also not be true. That's why it took a while to get my finances straight. A few years ago, I was totally drained because of dumb mistakes I've made in the past. I had to rebuild, but rebuilding seemed overwhelming and I was scared of being broke for the rest of my life. It may be a legitimate fear, but after soaking in some real personal finance advice, I learned to get over that fear. As I saved, I started to be more conscious about things I did have instead of the things I didn't have, and started to think about what could be instead what wasn't. I invested, I focused on ways to earn more money, and then the funny thing happened. My finances started getting better. It wasn't because of the positive thinking law of attraction stuff either. It was because gratitude made me feel in control, and feeling control essentially to getting your money right. There's nothing wrong with striving for more, but ironically trying to find ways in which your life is okay right now seems to make it easier to strive for. So, with that, let today be a new day to be grateful. Don't always look at what you don't have. Appreciate what you do have. Look at the glass as being half full, not half empty. Look at people that have no bread in life. If you have a half a loaf of bread in your house, you have something. If you have a couple bucks in your pocket, you have something. If you have a roof over your head, you have something. If you have clothing on your body, you have some. If you have a relationship and health, you have some. Those are reasons to be grateful. Let today be the most grateful day in your life, and may God bless you.
and wondered if God was really there? Did you feel all hope was gone, but in His time He came along and answered the prayer you thought was gone? There is no prayer too small, for God hears them all. The answer may not be just what you want, but He always knows what's right, even when we think it's wrong. Just remember, there is no prayer too small. I have a ready for you, will ask you shall receive. No matter what it is, I still believe. There is no prayer too small, and even when we fall, He gives us just exactly what we need. There is no prayer too small, for God hears them all. The answer may not be just what you want, but He always knows what's right, even when we think it's wrong. Just remember, there is no prayer too small. No prayer too small. He always knows what's right. God hears them all. There is no prayer too small. My God hears them all. The answer may not be just what you want, but He always knows what's right, even when we think it's wrong. Just remember,